Perik Dalad, Basi LeGani Tafshin Beis. In this Perik, the Rebbe explains the Inyan, the Korbanos, the sacrifices, as they are Lifnei Havaya, they are higher than Havaya, which is higher than Yud Shevat in Olo Seri Shtalshalus of Atzilus B'rei Yitzira and Asiya. And the Korbanos, which is the sacrifices, this process of the lower worlds coming close to Hashem and revealing Hashem's unity in the world, is reaching higher than all of the highest worlds of Atzilus. Now, it must be understood that even what we discussed in length in chapter Gimel, the third chapter, that Ha'esh L'mayla, which is the fire from above, which is the love of the godly soul, is higher than Havaya, is higher than Ishtalshlus also, because it's actually Chochmah, the level of Chochmah Stima, which is higher than the Yud Shevat. Which means this is divine service which is higher than any reason or logic. Which means that the nefesh elokis needs nefesh behemis dafka. And it's not just the neshama on itself. Like we said above, the love of the nefesh elokis is really a part of the godly soul. And because it's part of the godly soul, it comes from the higher worlds. However, in order to come higher than Tam B'das and to have Ikar Shechina B'Sochtoinim Daifka, for that you need to have the Nefesh Behemis, the animal soul, which is actually involved with the materiality of the world to the extent where there's a possibility for sin and where materiality overcomes spirit, God forbid, as it is in Galus. But the fact is that you still need the avodah with nefesh behemis and not just the avodah of the neshama on itself, because that would only correct and rectify the higher world. And for the atzmos to be revealed, it actually has to be revealed in Gashmis, as is explained later in the Maimer. And dafka, this avodah comes higher than knowledge, higher than tam v'das, higher than reason, even the godly reason of the world of Atzilus. That is still some level of reason, of logic. And this reaches to the essence of Hashem, which is higher than any kind of a logic and is totally beyond limitation of even the knowledge of Atzilus, which is the Malam Mesiddush Talshus, higher than all the worlds of the whole order of the worlds of level of abstractions, etc. And this is what we're going to discuss in these chapters: the difference between the work of the divine service of our godly soul and compared to the divine service of our animal soul, and the difference between the godly soul serving Hashem through the physical body and the materiality of the world, or it actually reveals Hashem in the materiality of the physicality of the world. For example, it could be possible that a person's neshama, his soul, will bring about a godly revelation in his body in davening. And during davening, he's going to become much more lighter, much more refined, much more godly, much more self-nullified. However, as soon as davening is over, he'll come back to being the same coarse and self-centered and egocentric person as he was before. Which means that even though his neshama was revealed during his davening and took over his body and his sense of materiality, it did not transform his body. It only served Hashem through the conduit of the body. It was physically putting on tefillin, talis, and physically saying and pronouncing the words of davening. However, it didn't transform the body because it wasn't with the body, it was through the body. Compared to the second level where the neshama actually works with the body, and not just through the body, it works with the body. And if the neshama and the goof is only a means or a tool for the neshama to do its work, so this is not the ultimate purpose. And this is not the ultimate level of what we call the korban, of coming close to Hashem and the sacrifices. And that's why there must be the avodah ba'guf and the nefesh behemis dafka. And there he has to albitin and ibarabit. And he has to work again the body and the nefesh behemis, which is the story of our lives. The Rebbe Rashab explains that the neshama comes from the lights. And the lights are giluim, their persons of divine revelation. But the physical body comes from Atzmos itself, which is higher than any kind of revelation. And that's why the neshama itself that understands all this wants to be united with the body, as opposed to experience the godly revelation in Gan Eden in the higher worlds, and not to just use the body as a tool, but would like to be united with the body. And this is that's the inyan of Yimos Mashiach and the Gula Mitzvah Shlema. The inyan of Mashiach, the goof, becomes a conduit for the neshama and is no longer concealing the neshama. And then you're able to reveal in the physical body what you couldn't reveal in the neshama, and it's actually in the gashmius of the world. Back to the Maimer, that even this in the neshama wants to be with the body, however, is even that has a reason why it wants to be connected with the body, which is not the ultimate higher level. Aval tachlis avodahi, the ultimate purpose for which man was created, was not between the goodness that he will receive through doing his work, but in order to fulfill the supernal will of his creator. And the supernal will is to dwell in the lowest realms. So he, for no reason that we can or even need to understand, wants a dwelling in the lowest worlds, as discussed in Perak Aleph of the hemshech Hailulu. It wants to be in this physical world, which is in our physical body, and we're the conduit that does it. And that's why the neshama, which is a chelek elokam mima'al mamish, which is like a bani matem la'avay elokechem, you are children of the Lord your God. So the neshama feels the will of its father, its source, which is Hashem, and that's why she does its service in the physical body specifically. But when you have the neshama working through the body, you have mikem korban la'avaya, as the hemshech Hailula discusses in the main point of this chapter. The mikem korban la'avaya is, like we said before, that through you yourselves become a korban la'avaya. It means your physical body and your life and everything that's in your life, which means that the nefesh elokis is going to be transforming and working with your body through the avodah v'skafi v'shapcha. For your physical body, when your materiality and everything that you know in this world and in your physical life becomes a mishkan la'atzmos ein sof, which is ikashchen b'sochteinim haiso, and because the Razah de Korban arises until the Razah de Ein Sof, which is higher than Havaya, which is the Malam Sedush Talshus, because this needs to be min habehema. Min habehema means our nefesh behem, it's our animal soul. Havoidem nefesh behem, it's our goof in the body. And this, this has to be an individual work, a specific work, which means you have to go into the details of tshuva, like we discussed before. Mina bakar or mina tzayin, what we discussed mina bakar or mina tzayin. To take the time to introspect and to judge our thoughts, our speech, and our actions, and how we express ourselves in the world through our body and our nefesh behemis, and how to rectify it and doing the tshuva for it, and then coming together doing tefillah to become and unite one with Hashem. Rashbi said, Israel v'kudshu brichu kul echad, וזהו דירה בסחתיינים ממש, וזהו גם עניין קבלת פני משיח. עד כאן פרק ד' מסופס.